with one thumbs up going to Iberia.
All right, so we have evaluated the game. The Russian state and the Entente teams would both like to surrender. Looking at the game, we can see that they have very little, if any, chance to really come back from this, especially after the recent pushes from Commune of France and Russia. So we are calling the game. It is a third international victory. Congratulations to Team Bingham Boni Zamboni for winning the Kaiser Tournament 2021.
Fantastic, yeah, very well done to those teams. And actually, quite kind of funny, we were just doing the streamer's choice for, or stream's choice for the top player, and that went to the Commune of France. So we were talking about giving the last of the gift cards to the stream's choice, and that's going to be Commune of
perfect.
France.
All right, so Steinsey, if you're listening, you won this. Hopefully you're not, though. Anyway, I will tell him a little bit later about that. Do you want to have an interview with the winning team? I can bring them up.
Absolutely, if you can.
Yes, I think we should.
All right, will do.
So give us a moment and we'll get those players brought in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, the game is being called in favour of Third International, which I think is kind of reasonable.
It's fair to say here at this point, and I think the writing's been on the wall for a while, and we've labelled throughout the stream what the reasons were for, and it come down to both, but at the same time, we've faulted a lot on failures from other teams, but the International have played an absolutely marvellous game of Kaiserreich. It's been stunning to see, and we'll actually get some words with them to actually talk about their game, their plans, what they did, how they thought that it went from them, and I'm looking forward to talking to them because I think actually the last time we spoke to them, they were quite busy, and they were relatively hard to get words from. So it'd be nice to have a nice victory lap and speech from them all. Look forward to talking
here we go.
to them.
They are arriving. Hello to the victors. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Welcome on in, everybody. Fantastic display from all of you. Just want to say congratulations again, and well done on winning this year's tournament. Yeah. So, let's start off with talking to the Commune of France player. Commune of France, Stein, you've been named the streams, as in the stream audience, as a player of the tournament. So, how do you feel the games went? We were watching at points, and we thought you were having the game of Kaiserreich of your life. Honestly, you were having such a good game there.
I mean, yeah, it went, like, in the beginning, it looked kind of bad, because Copra had, like, no pressure on Reichspakt, because they only had no tanks, so Reichspakt put, like, 20 plus tanks on us. Well, I don't know the exact number, but they had a shit ton of tanks on us, and it was looking kind of bad, but then I managed to stall them for, like, 6 months plus with half the tanks, and then we managed to push out after getting more tanks and Copra putting more pressure, I guess.
Yeah, once the CoPro came in, opening up the second front, then Germany kind of had to split their attention, and that was the opening that you guys needed, and Reichspakt suffered because of it.
Yeah, but also in one part, they put no pressure. Reichspakt didn't put enough on, like, the Austrian border, so Copro got, like, all of Austria, because they had, like, 10 tanks on us and, like, none on Copro. But yeah, that's all.
I mean, I think they understood just how much of a devil you were with the armor units. Like, that was just such a fun stalemate to watch. The constant back and forwards. The attacks, the counter-attacks, the counter-counterattacks, the counter-counter-counterattacks. I mean, it was just ongoing. Your level of focus during that must have been unreal.
Yeah. It's like... yeah.
So yeah, it was a real pleasure to watch. And how did the rest of your team? How do you guys think things went?
Yeah, when Reichspakt pushed us initially, we thought we were done for. Like, we were on the ropes big time, and to just come back so strong was just incredible. And it was probably the best game I've ever played, honestly.
And the level of working together, the teamwork between you all was really, really good to see, especially there towards the end against CoPro, where you had the Iberians controlling the northern part of the line and then the Commune of France controlling the southern part of the line. Just the way that you were basically just erasing those Russian and Chinese troops was rather good.
We had that set up for the entirety of the game. So even in France, we had the Iberia and France tag teaming tank-wise. So
Yeah,
just
it's
so
more efficient.
It was actually quite funny because I must say that we in the commentary box were a little bit unfair to Iberia because for a long part of that we're like, what is Iberia actually doing? They're not really building as much as we're expecting. We haven't seen very many Iberian troops. Then we looked at the kill-death ratio, and Iberia was leading against every single country. We're like,
yeah.
how? And then we looked at what you were controlling. It's like, okay, you had some of the tanks. Right.
Yeah, I was controlling like half the tanks. There's this thing like Commune of France can't grind a general, and Spain can. So I grinded a general,
Portugal.
and that's basically all I did. That was my build. I got a general for France and controlled his tanks.
It worked. It worked really well.
Yeah,
Well, it didn't
2
work
tank snipers.
perfectly because
So
I don't know if you noticed, but at some point I had finished grinding on Portugal and I couldn't kill them for half a year. I spent half a year trying to kill Portugal and I couldn't join the Third International. So for the first 6 months, Tanksy did it on his own, and it's insane that he held. Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch did actually note during the analysis that we were doing that France was struggling early on against Germany, and then Spain joined, and that's when your fortunes shifted. And we kind of went, that might be because half of France's tanks then went to the Spanish player.
Yeah.
Yeah, also because at that point GoPro joined.
Yeah.
But I got scared.
Also, at that point,
Portugal.
Reichspakt kind of just left the front line and went to hold the river.
Yes, they did a very, very dramatic withdrawal, which apparently caused a little bit of strife within their team.
I don't know why they did that because they were fine. They
I
could
was
easily held.
surprised.
I really hope I can see
And
the
then they
bottom of that, to be
counterattacked.
honest.
Actually, I think
Yeah, the
they
counterattack, that was really
kind
scary.
It was really scary, but in the end they kind of lost more than that they gained because they encircled a
Yeah.
third of our infantry. But we just replaced that and we got
Yeah.
we
then
got
we
like
killed like 8
4 or
tanks.
5 of the tanks, yeah, or 8
Yeah.
maybe even.
And speaking of the infantry, we definitely need to give proper kudos to Italy, basically playing the
Yes.
support role, just bringing, I think it was something like 600 divisions you had.
I
the
had
end?
666.
I-
Wasn't that
I-
more than China?
yeah.
India?
Yes,
Yes.
Basically,
many more.
Yeah.
if you included all the expeditionaries I sent, I probably had about 800 plus divisions. I entered the game with about 7.8 million manpower deployed.
Yeah, we saw. I did a call right before the you had something like 6.7 million manpower in the field with another million training, or it was something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
And it's
That million
honest-
got deployed, and I was training another million.
Oh yeah, I guaranteed it. It was just like we were surprised that we were like, where is all these men coming from? But then we went through because when we realised that the writing was kind of on the wall, we finally took a look at the focus trees and we're like, oh my gosh, Italy gets some recruitable population modifiers there.
Yeah.
There's some serious ones in there.
Yeah, but this is nerfed Italy. They had
This
way
was
more
nerfed.
before the nerf.
This has been nerfed a lot of times.
And I was also really impressed by the paratrooper play. I don't think I've ever seen paratroopers used as a volunteer force before.
Yeah,
So
that was quite-
extreme first right there.
We nearly capped them.
Yeah, we were thinking about it, going. Basically, that Canada build I'd been working on, and and it's a really strong Canada build, but it has a lot of risks involved. And we sort of knew they would do that Canada build where USA did Denver plan, so they
Just
took
'cause we did so well last
Yeah.
game.
and so USA is very very vulnerable early on if PSA holds for more than a couple of weeks, and we managed to convince the co-pro to just endlessly last stand just to hold it, and then we were just desperately rushing for Denver and Texas, and
Yep.
we were 1 tile from Denver,
Yep.
and yeah, if we'd got Denver, we would have capped them.
Unfortunately for you, they did actually have 5 pretty under strength, but still 5 light armor units.
Yeah,
sitting
One
on
question:
Denver.
did they have it there before we got there?
Yeah, that was a
Yes,
good
they
question.
deployed.
Yeah, no, but it wouldn't. Thing is, if we'd had a couple of weeks, our 40 width infantry divisions would have pushed them off.
I mean,
So-
the thing is, they were expecting us to rush for it anyway without paratroopers, so they were just
Yeah.
keeping stuff there anyway. So
Oh,
I don't think
yeah.
it was ever a chance to take
Yeah,
it.
we
really.
got really
It was a good try.
unlucky because our UOB accidentally used this fighter bonus on the fighter
Yes.
tools.
Yeah,
We were
That should
really
be mentioned
panicking at
'cause
that. We
did
were really
not
panicking
play
at that.
perfectly either.
Yeah.
we were really panicking at that, but then it somehow worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
Same
somehow
thing with
managed
that
to
sea lion.
nearly beat
that
them in the air.
that was almost a disaster. When,
Yeah,
when Germany almost invaded
that
everything
moment
in
we
England.
can't click 2 buttons to prevent it.
Yes.
Right?
And
Yeah,
actually,
it was
speaking of Sea Lion, we can't forget Ireland with the sub 4s and
Oh,
Naval
yeah.
Ireland, which is
Oh,
now
yeah.
my favorite thing about Kaiserreich.
Yeah.
He carried against the Entente. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I feel like it's a loss for me though, because the floor that my pride of the fleet, that's not actually a pride of the fleet, it killed the French battleship and it died in the last year of the war.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, part of it, I'm kind of disappointed because the Entente has this huge navy and they just never used it, and they didn't deploy it at all until that last naval
Really?
invasion of southern France. Yeah, they didn't. They didn't have a single fleet in the Pacific fighting
Where
the
was the
Japanese, for
Australasian
example.
Navy? Because the CoPro was worrying about that the entire game. They constantly went
They
in and
were
asked
hidden-
where's the Australasian fleet.
They were hidden
in
on
South
a
Africa.
tile halfway between South Africa and Australia, like at the bottom of the map.
Oh.
They just
Wait,
No,
Oh, they
I'm
just
not-
put it out and just, yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
looking at save. I
that'll
can
do
check.
it. I do that too.
They,
All the
they,
time.
they moved it eventually into the Mediterranean. It was active in the Mediterranean, but the Entente never deployed a single naval unit to the Pacific.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
that is
the
Elite
I mean,
dockyards.
yeah.
I think the problem is probably the USA with that, because they are normally like the biggest fleet they have, and yet he's only doing convoy escorts. Like he usually has enough
That's-
dockyards.
And
to do
most of those convoy
and the
escorts
big
were-
fleet, right?
Yeah, most of those convoy escorts were actually Waldkrieg things that could sink easily.
I was watching that. Yeah, the Irish submarine sinking destroyers was like, okay, this is going to be really bad if this continues.
Yeah.
We were analysing that ourselves, and we won't go into it too much because it's honestly it's filled half the stream, our naval analytics. But the thing is, all of the Entente nations start with a massive navy, and the only nation in the CoPro that has a navy is Japan,
Pretty much.
and there was no effort to counter attempts to deal with that or attack that in any way.
And
But-
we worked out that there are about 9 victory points on islands in the Pacific, which the Entente could have got.
Yep.
They just
Yeah, they
never
never
even
did-
tried.
Yeah, they focus entirely on the Med, and the Middle East. They didn't do anything.
Which was a
else.
mistake. I mean, that was their big mistake. They got so focused on you guys, and then just ignored CoPro entirely.
I mean,
I-
it could have worked if
I mean-
he invaded earlier, maybe.
I mean, the
'cause-
CoPro
but,
managed to
yeah.
have 0 tanks before 40, I think. So,
Russia was slow off
they
the
had to
ball,
focus on
and they
us,
never
but-
recovered.
Yeah.
we were the problem the entire game for everyone, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but which was a masterful understanding of how Kaiserreich multiplayer works. You also got involved in most of the civil wars, which we can't forget from day one. There was so much harassment that you guys did early game, which paid off for your survival in the late game. It looked
Yes,
a little bit
Argentina
squiffy.
especially.
Most of it
looked-
was just
looked
to
a
get
bit
XP,
squiffy in the
at least
middle,
for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looked a bit squiffy in the middle, but I think your early game actions played into your late game hand very easily, and we cannot also deny how good you guys were at countering invasions after the slightly risky stuff that the Reichspakt fall did with France when they tried to circle round into Brest, and with the failed sea line. You guys became so vigilant for naval invasions that you became a fortress in the end, and I think just all around as a team, well played.
Yeah,
You gave us
thanks.
a really good show.
But yeah,
we let our guard down in southern France, so they managed to get a foothold there, but we managed to push them out because I had like 30 tanks just mass attacking them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like just because, like it doesn't matter how much armor they have, as long as you keep attacking, eventually they'll do your org. You know,
yeah,
plus supply issues as well.
I would also like to apologize to the captain of the CoPro team for we did a lot of Diplo together about helping each other fight in the Entente, and then just waiting for them to declare on the Entente and then just immediately stabbing them.
Yeah, that was a little rude, but it worked out for us. Let me
Yeah.
Well, we had to do it because
Yes.
Well, you had to
I
do
feel
it
like-
because the Entente weren't going to attack them anyway.
Yeah, what could we do against the Entente? We had
And
nothing
if Copro
to
won the
naval invade.
Pacific, and if Copro
Yeah.
won the Pacific, they would just go for us next. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no other option really for them.
how do I
either.
redeem a Steam code? How do I do this?
You
I'll
go
tell you
to
later.
you
I'll tell you
go
later.
to
You might
I
not
can
want
help
to do
with
that
that.
while you're on a stream.
Yeah, you might want
to.
Oh, it's you go to at the top. It's games, and then it's
So it's what you
managed
do.
gifts and
You
guest
turn it
passes.
round and you start reading it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
then-
you start picking up your credit card.
And you
And I
tell
need
us
your
those
social
radical
security
three numbers
number.
on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but, yeah. Any last words from you guys? Winners of the tournament. Like I said, it's been wonderful watching you play. And it's
I
been
do
a
wanna
really good insight into Kaiserreich.
And watching you last
and
week as well, it's like it's a double whammy for me. I got to see the best of both weeks. It's brilliant.
I do want to say that like the Reichspakt played very, very well, and Toucans tried the best they could.
Yeah.
The Co-Pro did some weird stuff, let me be honest with you, but I think everyone else played very, very well.
And also, thanks for the organizers. Like, this was really fun. That's what the people organized it. That people sat in observer mode, just keeping the rules in check. Like, great that someone does that. And thank you for streaming.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure. It always is. Like these Kaiserreich Weekly tournaments are always a highlight. I always make time for them. And yes, you're right. The organizers deserve massive kudos because they put a huge amount of work into this, getting the sub mod developed for the tournament, and then also keeping tabs in observer mode. Like it's much more fun to play or to stream, and they're just sitting there watching. And that takes dedication, and it's massively appreciated. They put on a really professional show, and that's awesome.
Look, I got the rep from all the tags in for team winner. Look.
Oh, nice.
But yes, congratulations again, guys, on your win. And a fantastic game as the third international. Go enjoy your victory. Maybe relax with some Kaiserreich or something.
No, I'm
Yeah.
done for a while. I've been strategizing for the past 4 months.
I can believe that. Yeah, paid
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Well done
it
to the
worked out well.
victors.
Right.
Anyway, we shall
Well,
leave you
obviously-
to your celebrations, and we'll probably draw this stream to a close as well. So, thanks again, everyone.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Hey, wait.
Thanks.
Yeah. How do I? Wait. That's not all
Okay,
these.
so
yeah, we're
they
okay.
forgot to give Fuzzy his.
Moved them to the wrong channel. I put them in the Entente.
Well, I mean, they're there now, probably. Party in Washington, I guess.
Yeah, everyone's in Entente anyway, so there we go. Anyway, do you have any closing remarks before I draw everything to a close?
Only other than, yes, again, harking back to thank you to the organisers of this event for inviting both me and Mordred along for this. It's been a pleasure streaming, and I hope you guys at home have enjoyed watching the event. It's been a fantastic 2 weeks. And yeah, and Mordred, again, thank you for letting me hijack your channel for a weekend. It's been great fun.
It has been a lot of fun. I really the quality of the assets and the general production quality, and the fact that I can just sit here and talk and not worry about anything else has been pretty amazing. So we definitely need to do this again. I think it works quite well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And on that, sorry,
No, continue. No.
I was just going to do the ending thing. So if you have
No,
anything else to say,
do your thing. I'm pretty sure that's it from me. So do your ending thing.
but before I do the ending thing, we should definitely also say that if you have been impressed by the quality of professionalism that Midge brings to this channel with the assets and everything, you should definitely check out his own channel, which you can find at twitch.tv/Midgeman, or you can go to the uptubs to youtube.com/Midgeman.
The Midgeman's World on YouTube.
Midgeman's World.
Yes.
And you definitely should do that because he's an awesome guy. He does some fantastic streams, plays a lot of very similar games to myself. So if you like the stuff that you find here, you'll definitely like the stuff that you find over there. And you should definitely head over and, follow. And if you want to type in the channel name into chat to make that easy, then please. so.
Your mods have been absolutely on it and doing it in time with when the chat actually hear what we say. So I think I'll leave it to them. And also just thank you again to actually, that is a point I'm going to make. Thank you to your moderation team for being so dedicated for this weekend. They've been really on it with everything. You've got some good mods here, Mordred. They're awesome people.
I know. I am really blessed by that. Like the mods here are fantastic. I can't fault them in any way. And you guys make the community the awesome community it is. So thank you for doing that. You basically mean that I don't need to do very much in that side. So yay! You just keep chatting in check. Chat in check. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to say thank you everyone for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, hit that follow button so you get notifications when I am live again in the future, which will be Tuesday. The next stream on this channel will be Tuesday after the Paradox streams. But before then, you can catch me on twitch.tv/componentcast live. That is going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. BST for the Dungeons and Dragons game with Midge, if you can't get enough of Midge as well. And then on Tuesday, it's going to be the Paradox Interactive streams. 2 of them, EU4 and Hearts of Iron, which again, with Midge, can't get away from him.
That's just as I said, this weekend is me and you, like up until Tuesday. Basically. And then after that is going to be my own streams. I will publish a schedule about that probably sometime tomorrow. If you've really enjoyed everything you've seen here, then be sure to subscribe. It really does help the channel out and lets me do more cool stuff like this. Or you can, of course, check out the Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/MordredViking. I do have a YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/MordredViking, and also a Discord, which I am sure will be linked in chat very, very soon. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it from me. That's it from Mitch, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.